Welcome to the Murfreesboro.com podcast, where we talk about all things Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Join host John I. Carey, his co-host Jonathan Harmon, and producer Trent Denson as they talk about all the great things happening in our city. From construction updates to local business spotlights to all the amazing events happening in our community. Listen in for all you need to know from Murfreesboro.com. Welcome to the show.
Hello, good morning. Welcome back, everybody, to the Murfreesboro.com 2.0. That's just what I'm going to run with on this.
I've given up the ghost, man.
I know. We'll just call it 2.0 podcast.
2.0 podcast.
I so badly want to do the Robin Williams intro. Good morning. You know, when he does that in the movie. But I think I'd blow out the audio if I screamed in the microphone.
We just got to prepare Trent for it. Yep. Hey, here it comes.
Yeah. Oops. Awesome. Well, thank you, everybody, for tuning in. For those watching, we appreciate it, and listening as well. We have a wonderful guest with us this week.
Hey, who are you?
Heather Cook. Oh, God, I jumped ahead. Yep. Excuse me. John I. Carey. Hello, everybody. And co-host with me, Jonathan Harmon, leader of the J. Harmon home team.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And then, there we go. Producer Trent.
That's
back
me.
over there.
Appreciate it.
And then behind the cameras, we got Jeff over there. So
Hi, Jeff.
Everybody's here.
he's waving.
We are ready.
Awesome. And on that note, sorry, you'll have to excuse me. I got distracted by a conversation pre-recording, the off-mic conversation. So if I just bust out in laughter, I apologize. I'm going to lose it.
Most important, let me take over.
You take over.
Okay. Talk amongst yourselves.
Yes.
Okay. So we have Heather Cook. And
Yes, hi.
What's the name of your organization?
Music City BMX.
You said that, and I couldn't remember because of him. So
I apologize.
Music City BMX. And you guys are, number one, I didn't even know that it existed. Mm-hmm. And our buddy Jeff over here is heavily involved in that. And he said, hey, you guys need to put this on the radar.
Oh, yeah.
And we went, holy cow, like he started telling us some stuff, and I had no idea.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about you, first of all.
Yeah.
How did you get involved?
Sure.
Like, it's funny because one of the off-mic conversations, I'm just a BMX mom. And I'm like, that's a big deal. So,
It's pretty cool to be a BMX mom.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
We wear it
tell us
proudly.
about that.
Yeah, so I started in my kids and my family. I have my husband, Steve Cook. Tucker Cook is my oldest. He's 10. He's an intermediate racer. Emmett is 8, and he is a novice racer. And we started back in 2016 or 17. And a couple of our friends had told us about this, and we had no idea either. So the Music City BMX track was built back in 1978, 79. So it's a gem of the city that's been here.
A little hidden gem.
It's a hidden gem.
So where is it? It's hidden.
It's right next to Percy Priest Lake. So
Really?
it's on the left side of the lake. When you're looking at the lake, it's on that left side of the lake.
Or how about the website? People get an address.
That's even better.
So if you go to Music City BMX on Facebook and Instagram, you can find us on there. So Randy Moore and his dad Jerry got this track set up back in late 70s. And Randy was a pro racer at the time. And so his dad just really wanted to help him get this set up. And they literally worked with the Army Corps of Engineers to get this particular place built. And it was a forest at the time, and they tore down trees, and they had, bulldozers come in and build this whole track.
And you had mentioned, I apologize, I didn't mean to interrupt, but this is over the time, since it's been around a while, it has grown into quite, it's one of the best in the world, right?
It's one of the best tracks in the world. Yes, it is. We have world-class racers. We have Olympic racers that actually come to the track during our national races to be a part of it and race there, and they love it because it's just a cool track to race on. Yeah, it's right there on the lake, so the kids can race, and during the summertime, they'll race and go swimming in the lake when it's a hot day.
Hey, kid, go jump in the lake.
Go jump in the lake.
And they do.
And they literally do. Yeah. So it's a good time. But I work in the music industry. So, I work in music publishing down on Music Row, and my husband works at an equipment company, United Rentals. And our friends just told us about this, and we came out and checked it out one day and, borrowed some equipment, and the kids loved it. And, I'm there at the side of the track, and every new mom is like, go, you could do this, so exciting and fun. But for my oldest, he when he got on the track and he started racing and doing actual races, it really built his confidence. And we just saw this as something that would help him as, a kid just trying to, growing up.
How old were they when they got involved? Did you say?
So he's 10 now. So he's been doing it for 3 or 4 years now.
Gotcha.
So, but like I said, they can start really young. We have people that are anywhere from 3 to 70.
Okay, so I've been waiting for this one. So you were talking about
Yes,
this.
Yes.
Tell us about that. I mean, that is a huge gap, first of all.
Yes.
And I don't typically think about 70-year-olds racing BMX bikes.
Yes. It's there's a woman named Kitty Weston. I will butcher this name. Kitty Weston Nar. She's 70 years old. And she's one of the few female racers back in the 80s. Like when she started racing, she would sometimes be one of the only women on the track. And but
she was a full-blown adult in the 80s.
Yeah.
I mean,
She was an adult
if she's
in the
70
80s.
now, she was 30 or 40 or whatever.
Totally. You can literally start anytime. My husband started racing when he was 50. So because it's one of those things, you get on your bike. This isn't motocross. People think BMX and they think motocross. And they think like, it is a bicycle, you're pedal biking. And the youngest are starting on Strider bikes. So they don't have pedals. And so they're just pushing themselves along the track. And they do half track when they're racing and doing that. So that, and it's so much fun. We had one little kid out there one day and he had his binky and he's racing. And you're like, go buddy, go. And he's like coming across the,
awesome.
his little binky in his mouth and he's racing. It was so much fun, And then you see the older guys and, the dads, when the dads are racing, they'll get on the line and they'll say, all right, guys, we got to go to work on Monday. They'll keep, take it easy.
Yeah, take it easy.
And then some of these, they get out there. My husband, his adrenaline gets racing and he's like, I'm ready to win, and, it's like, all right, calm down. So, but yeah, it's amazing. Just the range of people that can get involved in that.
So how long is the track?
That's a good question. Lengthwise, it's not very long. You're done with a race within seconds. It's like less than a minute or so that you go, you're done.
And is it just like a really dumb question? So I'm sorry, but is it just like an oval, or
no,
is it one of those where it kind of
like goes and wraps around? It's like a long S.
And there's humps and stuff, and they can go over.
Yep. Yeah,
I've seen some of Jeff's pictures where his son was catching air and stuff. I'm like, go at me.
Yeah, and there's a technique to going around the track. So that's the other thing I was going to mention. We have clinics that we'll do. So we have some pro racers that'll come out and actually teach the kids. This is something that's really unique to BMX. We have world-class Olympic racers that will be racing the same day as a novice racer. So those novice kids will get out on the track and they'll start racing. They'll do their laps. They'll, go through the mains. They get, either they advance to a main event, or, they get to win whatever, they get trophies. But then later that day, and these are usually the bigger races, the national race, the grands, they'll see these Olympic racers and what they do, and to have that goal and see that and meet them. Like, we were looking at a picture earlier. Connor Fields is one of those that my kids have met, or Elise Willoughby. These are people that have raced in the Olympics and won gold medals for racing BMX.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Right here in Nashville.
Yeah.
Right here in Nashville. Yeah, that's the thing. People just don't know about it. So,
and I'm just sorry, you have to excuse me. You said here in Murfreesboro, we have kind of a little local celebrity he's at the fire department. Is that right? You said?
Yes, we do. So there's a couple top BMX racers that I definitely want to mention. Well, one of them is Eli Heaney. He goes to Blackman High School here in Murfreesboro, and he's currently he's first in the country.
Well, wow.
As a BMX racer here in Murfreesboro.
Hey, Eli, good job.
Yes.
There you go.
Very awesome. He won 10 straight national wins this year.
10 straight.
Wow.
10 straight. That's a big deal.
So where's he go from there if he's won 10 straight? Just keep going? Or?
You keep going, yeah. So the levels, you start novice and then intermediate, expert, pro, and then Olympic. So there's a whole level. And so at novice, you have to have 10 first place wins. And then intermediate, 20 first place wins. That's as far as I've gotten with my kids. So I'm like, what's next? This is the same question. And as you move up, sometimes you get asked to be on a team. So we're on a team now. We're on S Squared. And we have a number of sponsors that sponsor that. And my boys, actually, one of their sponsors is Michael Knox, who's Jason Aldean's producer.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Knox Country 360 is his radio station.
Gotcha.
And which I work, like I said, I work in the music industry. So he was like, I want to support you guys and what you're doing. And so they just, all the levels they can move up, and they have different opportunities depending on what's going on. And what with Knox, like that's an anomaly. Like not all little kids get to have that, I was just lucky to have that. But so then the other guy, that's one of the guys here in Murfreesboro, is Coach Kyle Spicer. He's a former pro. He's a firefighter here in the Rutherford Fire and Rescue. And he handles our freshman academy, the BMX academy, and private lessons for us.
Wow.
So he, a lot of our past pro racers, they still really love the sport and they don't retire. Like I said, you go till you're retired basically. But so they'll come back and they'll help teach the kids. And that's the other piece of BMX that's wonderful, is the community and that helpful spirit. When my boys first started, they got on the track and I noticed all these other kids kind of swarming around them like bees, like, okay, make sure you pedal this fast here. And when you go through the straight, you need to ride it this way. And
that's really neat. Yeah.
Really supporting each other. That's the
awesome.
thing that we love about BMX, is that family. It's our BMX family. It's such a great community.
So how... I'm learning like this whole new community, right? How big is it? I mean, how many people will be at the track at any given point?
We have had, so you have motos. So when you have a race day, so we have practices are on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Races are typically on Sundays, unless it's raining, or like this past weekend, everybody was down in Atlanta for a big national race. So at a local race, you could have like 30 motos. And a moto is, it's based on age and class. So you'll have your intermediate racers that are 10 years old, and they'll be like Moto 10, or whatever, however the machine prints out the moto sheets. And so, excuse me, what was your question? I just realized I just went out of my head.
Okay, so
how big?
Within that
how
moto,
big is that?
how many kids is it?
So that could be up to 8. So you'll have 8 slats, but you could have more than that number of kids in that particular.
You could end up with 2 or 3.
You could have just a couple. Local races, it can be like that size. You get to a national race, you could have up to 200 motos.
So they're just doing 8 at a time.
8 at a time.
Okay, gotcha.
Full stacked in each moto. So it can get quite big. Grands will go, and the Grands are in Oklahoma. And those can go, we start like on a Thursday, you get there on a Thursday, you end on Sunday. So for our national race, which is coming up starting May 27th, which is a big deal for us. So I definitely encourage anyone to just come check it out and see what it's like. We have the USA BMX comes for that. So we're a part of the bigger organization of USA BMX. And so whenever that happens, we have thousands of people that come just to watch the races.
So are there like grandstands there? Or do people just stand around the track? Like how does that work?
There's some stands. There's people standing around the track on certain sides. People actually come out in their RVs and camp out all weekend.
Dude,
to
the
do
Hillbilly
this.
Hilton needs to make an appearance.
Yes, that would be pretty awesome.
Yes.
Who's that?
I have a 78 International school bus that's an RV that has a whole deck on top that you can.
Yes.
It's pretty epic.
Y'all should bring your podcast.
That would be fun.
Just do it on spot. That'd be cool.
Do it on the spot.
Talk
That'd
about
be
color
so
commentary.
Fun.
I have no idea what just happened.
So great. So it can get huge. It can get big. So
that is very cool.
I'm curious on something you had mentioned before about how the kids, like you had mentioned your kids, you gained a lot of self-confidence and different things. Like what are you seeing with the kids that come into the program and start and then say give it a year, 2 years or whatever? Like how is it affecting them? You said obviously self-confidence for one. But,
I mean, it's life-changing for a lot of us. We were talking earlier before this that when you get into BMX as a family, it's a family of experience and we all have fun doing it. But for us, we got into it and my oldest he is so into it. He's so excited. Like he knows all the racers. We get a magazine in the mail, every month. That's the Music City, the music or the BMX magazine. But the chance to move up in those classes, they know, like they watch their friends advancing and they want to be able to be the next expert racer to move up towards pro. So like my son wants to be an Olympian.
Oh, wow.
He's like, I want to be in the Olympics. I want to be a pro racer. Like, I'm ready for this. And now he's training. So he's gone to the clinics with all the other pros and all the other kids. And, he just has that great aspiration. But we've actually bought an RV so that we can go to the races and support them in this. Yeah. And that's what a lot of the families have done too.
Well, and having those experts and Olympians and everything there.
Yeah.
It only adds fuel to that fire. I'm sure it's just
totally.
like, I want to do this. And by the way, there's a guy that did it.
He's there and you get to hang out and chat with him.
So if somebody were not involved in BMX at all, right?
Yeah.
Like they have their kid's bike or whatever that they ride around the neighborhood, the Huffy with coaster brakes that we were talking about. How does somebody, like, what does it involve to get involved? You know what I mean?
You can literally show up and we'll equip you with some of the things that you might need. So you can rent a bike. You can just come out and check it out and just ride on the track. You can literally, and we always say, put on long pants, long shirt, just in case you fall.
Not
and
super
most
baggy,
kids,
I'm sure.
No. No. And we have helmets there. We have a number of things that you can buy there right at the track. And then just try it. Like, just get on the track and go. It's pretty easy. Field trip. Right? I think you guys should both try it.
Oh,
I absolutely would try it.
I think it would be great to see you both race.
My mind says yes, and my knees go, oh, God, no.
I'll race you.
You can go slow.
You will destroy me, I'm sure.
Well, so, you go at your own pace. You know? It's like, go at your own pace, man. Like,
No. I'm going to beat him.
Oh, God.
Go at your own pace.
There's no pace. Yeah, just go. Just go. It's great.
The competition is fierce.
Yeah, so it's easy. It's so easy. You just come out, give it a try. And that's what our neighbors, this is how it's happened. No, so now our neighbor down the street, Lucas, he came out to the track one day. We just said, you should come out. And this is Tucker's best friend in the neighborhood. And he just advanced to the mains for the first time this weekend at his first national. And his mom's, so excited and she's posting about it. And, like, oh my God, like it's pretty amazing when you watch your kids do this too.
Yeah.
Like some of the tracks around the country that we've been to are incredible, like huge starter gates that are 100 feet high. And you're like, are they going to fall off this thing? Yeah. Like what's going to happen? But they just, like I said, the energy and the excitement and the adrenaline that goes through these kids and the adults and everybody that's involved is so much fun.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I just keep thinking of myself up there going, yeah, let's go. Oh my God. What was I doing? Yeah.
Jeff was kind of explaining to us how the track is a partnership with Metro and like explain that to me. I don't understand that.
Yeah, so we're a nonprofit. We're a 501c3. So initially when the track was set up back in the 70s, they actually had a long agreement they put in place with the Army Corps of Engineers. They leased the property for 50 years for $1 a year.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, and this was all with, building community. It was the idea. So now we work in conjunction with with parks, with Nashville Parks. And so they just make sure that, the lights are on and we pay the bills and stuff like that. Like they're not involved. So the track is run by parents, basically. So volunteers like myself, Jeff, like all the families that come out to the track, you're volunteering to run this thing.
So it's 100% run by volunteers.
Run by volunteers,
wow.
100%.
Okay. Grading the dirt.
Yes,
like opening everything.
Everything. Yeah. I'll actually pull up a picture. You guys can kind of see what happened just 2 weeks ago. So we actually, a bunch of the dads came out and actually, here we go. So you can see. So here's some of the guys working on the track. You can scroll over. So rolling the track, and there's a special kind of tack that they put down to make it's not like a pavement.
Yeah. Okay. That track's no joke.
It's no joke.
Look at the bank on that thing.
It's gotta be. Yeah.
I would go right off the edge.
I would probably just fall to the middle.
Yeah, right. I'm sorry. The visuals I'm getting in my head.
He's had the giggles all morning.
But gravity, it keeps you stuck. Like when you're going around like that, you like slingshot around and you're going right back over the thing.
If you have the speed to do it.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Centrifugal force.
This is true.
Yeah. I got this. Thud. Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, you're going to have to pedal harder.
Yeah. So, everybody volunteers. Like I've helped with staging, and staging is where the kids get loaded up to go into the the gate and go. And we have concession stand. We have moms and dads that'll sing the national anthem. Like Shannon Silva is one of our racers who we love. She's been there forever, her and her family. She was in the music industry. She sings beautiful. I've sang the national anthem. Like everybody has like a thing that they do to help keep the track running. And then we have a committee, we have a board that runs it. We have a president. We have a track operator. Trey Andre is our current track operator. And the Johnson family, Heather and her husband, Matt, help to run the track. Matt actually does the announcements, helps with social media. I help with social media. It's literally like, what skill set do you have as a parent? Now, like I said, I work in the music industry. So I'm director of marketing and brands for Peer Music. And I just do marketing. So I'm like, well, I can help with that. And so, it's kind of stuff I help with, social media stuff.
A community.
It's totally a community thing. Yeah.
Wow. And did you say that you can rent equipment and things like that? So
you can.
Are there regular hours for the track? So could I just go out there one day, or is it just when you guys are practicing, or what?
Yeah. So the best way to find out when we're going to be there is to follow us on Facebook, Music City BMX on Facebook or Instagram. And we're typically there for practices on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And we're typically there for races on Sundays. So like I said, depending on weather and if there's a national race, we may not be there. But you can just come out and hang out and just see what it's like. And there's usually some parent there. Like I was standing there the other day, I had my BMX shirt on, and somebody was like, "Oh no, do you work here?" I'm like, "Well, I volunteer here, and I'm happy to tell you about it." And just, we'll have clinics about here's how the point system works, and here's how you get started. And so.
The only reason I'm asking that is if I'd go and try it, I don't particularly want to do that in front of in front of a large crowd.
No, come for a practice.
Let us get at least novice level halfway through, so we can come out and be like, all right,
if I just beat him 10 times, does that count to me?
No, I'm sorry.
See, he'll be so far ahead. I'll just have to wait till you come back around. Like, get up, throw you down. I can catch up.
Right.
So, but I just wanted to ask. You said being a nonprofit, do y'all do like fundraisers, or how is it? Okay.
Yeah. We'll hold fundraisers at various times. We occasionally have sponsors that'll help out the track, and we are looking for sponsors. So if there's anyone local in the community that wants to get involved, help donate to the track. It's such a great organization, and it's a sport. This is the other piece of this is a sport that. It's not like soccer where, you have your practice and you have to be there at this time. And here's whenever we have a competition, you can do this whenever you want. Like you can show up. Okay, I'm going to do it for a few weeks. I'm going to take a break now. And it's almost all year long. So there's no like season. It goes, we take a break for a few weeks in the winter. And it goes. So
well, and you can practice with your friends. You can practice. I mean, it's also a recreational activity. So
it's great exercise.
Exactly. So you can just ride around the neighborhood and get faster.
Yes.
Right, and then just apply that skill later on.
My kids have like acquired all sorts of equipment that we have at home now. So just to get themselves trained. So Tucker has some jumps that he uses, and we'll put those out. And the neighborhood kids are always coming by, like, "What's Tucker doing? What's Emmett doing?" And so and then they have they can put their bikes on this little tread that they can just practice. And I should pull up this video. They were doing it the other night in the rain. And so it's just this block that they stand on. I'll see if I can find it. They stand on this block, and they have the timer going, and there's a special timer that goes when the gate drops and you go. And there's a way that you come out of the gate, like you have to roll your hands over and you have to like come out. It's a special, like you win from the gate is what they say.
Okay,
you don't win it. You have to nail it that first second that you come out of the gate.
Is that like is that like what you see in TV or the movies or whatever, where they're like, whoop, and then they get up real high?
Yeah. Boom.
Okay.
Exactly.
Gotcha. Yeah. They come out like a rocket.
Yeah. It's pretty awesome. So, here's my son. They had some of the Olympians come out and do some training. And so they're, they've got all their buddies and they just have such a good time. So.
Man. I had no idea that we had this here.
I mean, actually, when Jeff originally told me about it, I was like, "Where's this place?" Like, I was thinking, my son, excuse me, Jack, he's out on his bike all the time, and there's construction going on in our neighborhood, and so he's out there riding on the hills and stuff. And I was like, "Well, maybe we can put that in a little more safer place."
And
then found out this track is there, and I know Jeff and I have been talking for a while now. I was like, gotta get him out there. And
well, my friends and I built a track on a vacant lot in my old neighborhood, when I was growing up. And let me tell you, it was definitely not safe. Like not even remotely close. There were roots sticking out. There were trees that we crashed into. I mean, it was not safe. But it was fun. But that's
how it starts.
Yeah, it was fun.
That's how it starts. I mean, that's how this started basically. Like, somebody just wanted to race and they built a track and here we are. Over 40 years later. So
with 70-year-olds.
With 70-year-olds and 3-year-olds with binkies.
I would love to see that though. That's got to be the cutest thing. Little kid riding around. Come on, you got it.
Oh my word.
You got it.
That is so awesome.
Yeah.
So when's the next time that it's open? So this will air Wednesday morning.
Yes.
When's the next time that somebody could go?
We should be at the track on Sunday, if there's, depending on weather. But again, check the Facebook page. Sunday.
Is it rain or shine?
No, if it's raining, we really can't. It's not. It's dangerous to be on the track. It's too slick.
Yeah.
So just check the Facebook page, see if we're going to be there.
Music City BMX.
Music City BMX on Facebook. And I'll give you the address. So we're at 2901 Bell Road.
Okay.
Which is out by the lake on Percy Priest, and just come on out, check it out, and we'll get you set up.
Awesome. And you have nationals coming up. You said, right?
Nationals starts on May 27th.
Okay.
So it starts on Thursday, ends on Sunday. And the fun part, so the races that happen at the Nationals is, it starts every day is a new race, basically. So you have practice, and then you'll have, the kids will get into their various motos and everything. And they advance through the mains, and it goes the whole weekend. So every day you're starting over, like, okay, here's you go another race, and then another race, and then the main event Sunday. And it's a pretty fun experience.
That's wonderful. So,
very cool.
So obviously the Facebook and the Instagram. Is there any other way people can get more information about you, or just follow you on social media?
Follow us on social media. We do have a website. It's usabmx.com/tracks/1813 is the website for us.
I'll make sure we'll include a link for it.
Yeah, that would be great. So you can find out about information about how to get signed up. There's a whole system in place for how to become a BMX racer, and we actually track our points. We have apps that we use for BMX, so you can see how your kids are advancing and where they rank throughout the country and locally.
Like Class Dojo for BMX.
It is
right?
Class Dojo.
Yeah,
there's lots of classes. There's your local racing, national races. There's Gold Cup racing. There's all sorts of various qualifiers that you can do, and the kids have plates that they put on their bikes. And that's I'm second in the state, or I'm second in the country, or I'm second in my class, my age in my class, or I'm second compared to every racer in the country, whatever. There's all these various levels.
Flexing on their bikes.
That's right.
Flexing on their bikes.
That's
pretty
awesome.
cool.
Yeah, you see that plate? Yeah, that's me.
That's me.
That's
Yeah.
my bike.
That's my bike. I read that.
Yeah, but it's friendly competition too.
Yeah.
So the kids, like I said earlier, the kids they're in it, and when you see them, they're so excited about racing, and some of them get really intense, like if they don't win. But when their friends are winning, they fist pump at the end of the race, at every race.
Oh, that's good.
And it's like
the camaraderie.
Everybody has it's that friendly competition, which we love about the sport. So
For sure.
Yeah,
Very cool.
Man, that says a lot about the kid, because I know I'd be out there as the dad, be like, yeah, my kid totally kicked your kid.
There's none of that going on
I'm
around
just kidding.
here.
I'm kidding. I'm just joking.
I'm not gonna lie, but your kid was terrible today.
We totally whipped your butt.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And like I said earlier, I'm a BMX mom. So all the moms on the track and the dads too were yelling for other kids, because we're like, go, go, go. We're so excited for them, to see them succeed. Like Lucas this weekend, and we're cheering each other on. So that's the family kind of feeling of BMX. It's like,
Yeah.
love it.
And sorry, side comment, something Jeff and I were talking about a little bit ago too, because this happened to Emmett, and he was telling me it's happened to other kids as well. But sometimes they do fall. But
they do,
the thing I thought was neat, because I was like, "Oh, is Emmett okay? What happened?" He goes, "Oh, he got right back up and kept going." I mean, you kind of get up, shake it off, like, "Oh no," but then you get back and you keep going. And it's like, you don't stop, keep going, finish the race. I was like, that's pretty cool.
Well, they wear pretty hefty equipment.
Yeah.
So they have their big helmets. They have neck braces they wear. They have suits of armor, basically, that they put on. They have specific kind of bands that they wear, shoes, all of that to kind of help them if they do fall. But I mean, I don't think my kids have fallen very often, maybe 1 or 2 times. But like I said, I mean, like we said, they're training. They are, you know, they go at their own pace too. So when you're getting started as a BMXer, you go at your own pace. Like just have fun. Don't worry about winning.
Right.
Don't worry about becoming a pro. Like just get out there, have a good time. And as they find that they enjoy the sport, they go as fast as they want to go or as slow as they want to go. That's the nice thing. So there's no pressure in regard to like, oh, you have to be like the best in the world. Like they kind of go with their own.
So can somebody just, you know, I know you said you rent a lot of the equipment there. So if somebody wanted to go try it, can you just go out right there, or do you need to, you know, bring something with you, or how do they, you know, how's that work?
No, you can just show up. You can rent equipment.
Okay, gotcha.
And just give it a try. Just ride.
Just right. Okay. I didn't know if you needed, you know, certain protective equipment or anything, but you have that there. So
yeah. I mean, we just say to wear long pants and long shirts.
Easy enough.
Just to, you know, have a little something for that first time you go.
Okay.
And just take your time.
Yeah.
And people will show you what to do. Like everyone, the minute you say, hey, I'm new here, I don't know what's going on. Oh, let me show you. And okay, we're going to give you all the equipment you need. Here's where you should go. This is what you need to do.
You get a special plate that says newbie.
Newbie, yeah.
We all know you're new.
And I don't understand this take your time thing. No, it's fast as you can. All the way down. No, I'm just kidding.
Very cool.
Some of these Strider racers, those 3-year-olds or 2-year-olds, you're like, go, buddy. And they're like all about it. Or it's nap time and they are not about it. You know, like,
nap time.
Oh, maybe not.
It's like watching the little kids play baseball too. I'm sure there's a few that are like playing in the dirt.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fun. I
love it. Well, thank you so much for coming and sharing
Thank
this.
you for having me. I really appreciate this.
If you're interested at all, show up.
Just show up.
Just show up.
Yeah. Music City BMX, Facebook, Instagram. Come find us. You know, our nationals, May 27th. Come on, hang out, see what it's about. Check out all the Olympians that are going to be there and the pro racers.
Do they get like laurel wreaths for their head?
No, we do have, no, that would be really cool. They have these massive, for the national races, they have huge trophies. They're like bigger than the kids.
Yeah.
And, but they get to get on the stand and like hear 1, 2, 3 and get their pictures and stuff.
I think all the Olympians should wear togas and laurel wreaths.
That would be pretty awesome, actually.
Yeah.
I might sponsor that.
Well, hey, then we might do that.
Walking around holding like a golden wheel.
That's right.
Something nice.
That's right.
That's their bragging point. Okay.
Yep.
So.
But
Thank
any
you.
other last minute things you want to throw out or shout outs for
And
people?
like I said, you know, we're always looking for help to support the track. So if there's anyone that wants to become a sponsor or just make a donation, please, you know, give us a shout. Let us know because we would love that.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And they can just do that through social media and follow yours.
Yeah, reach out to us and we'll get connected.
All right, cool. Well, thank you for coming by. We really appreciate it. Thank you for your time. And I'll make sure to include links to all your social media stuff on there so people can find you. So
Perfect. I
awesome.
appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks again. We appreciate it.
Appreciate
Thank you very much.
Heather Cook, y'all.